Hi everyone, welcome back to Casting Vlog and welcome back to another new video. In today's video, we have a wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay adapter, and this is from the brand Crust. This is Crust AutoLink W20, and this unit has been sent by the brand to me. So in this video, we're going to follow our normal process of unboxing the product, and then we're also going to review it. We're going to test this product in terms of call, navigation, playing music, and also we will check the steering mounted controls, how good this is working. On the box, the MRP is mentioned as $4,999, but then you get this product for about 2,000 to 2,500 rupees. So I will put the product link in the description. So if you want to check this out, you can go ahead and check it as well. So let's start with the unboxing first. I'm going to cut this packaging. So let's cut it from here. Well, the packaging is good, I would say. So this will definitely protect the product inside from rain. And there is a bubble wrap, so it will also protect the device from getting like any physical damage. Okay, so here's the product. So I'm going to cut the seal. And this is how it looks like. So here it's mentioned it's Crust AutoLink W20 car audio video receiver. It comes with a 1 year of warranty, and it says wireless, plug and play, and automatic connect. And at the back you have some of the details like for your compatibility, and this says works with most car equipped with OEM installed wired CarPlay or Android Auto systems, and supports smartphones running iOS 12.1 plus or Android 11 plus. And it says note, not compatible with Huawei phones, BMW or Tesla cars, and aftermarket infotainment systems. So they have made this really specific over here, which is a good thing. So let's go ahead and remove the packaging and see what we get inside. Okay. So these are the 4 items that we get inside, and this is a certificate. Then you get a manual. It says instruction manual, so you can read it, and it just has like, it's a very quick and short manual, so you can just take a read at it. Let's dive into the product. So this is the main dongle that you get. Well, it's not very heavy, maybe about 25 or 30 grams, not more than that. And then you also get a adapter, which is a converter. So most cars don't have the USB-A type, but the USB-C. So if that's the case, then you can plug this adapter and then connect your dongle to this particular adapter, and then you can start using it. So they've taken care of that as well. And that is pretty much about it. So here it says it's Crust, and at the back there is nothing. So that's it. That's all we get inside the box. Next, we're going to test it by pairing this with our smartphone and see how this is functioning. So let's get started. So we are now in the vehicle, and I have the dongle with me. For the setup, it says just plug in this device, and then you can just turn on your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on the phone and pair with SmartBox XXXX, and tap use CarPlay when prompted on iOS and wait for 15 to 40 seconds to connect. And it says after the Bluetooth pairing, your phone will auto-connect to the SmartBox XXXX Wi-Fi and disconnect the Bluetooth. If the Wi-Fi doesn't auto-connect, you can use the default password, that is 8 times the number 8 to connect. So let's go ahead and test and see how this is working. I have the dongle here, and this is the port where normally I plug in if I want to use my wired Apple CarPlay. So I'll plug this device in, and then I will start the accessories mode of the car, and you can see that it is coming up. So in the meanwhile, I will go ahead and turn on the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi as well. So the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi is already connected. And then I will go ahead and click OK over here. And then this is what it says. It says plug in and then enable the phone's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And then you have to search for the device, which is SmartBox 2F43 in this case. So I'm going to take my phone out and let's search for this device. And let's go to the Bluetooth menu and I'm going to Bluetooth settings. Let's see if this is coming up. We'll give it a few seconds. And this says SmartBox 2F43. So I'm going to click on this. And this is connected. So as you can see, the wireless CarPlay system has started. We're going to test a few things over here. So I'll just turn on my mobile data as well, so that we can use the navigation and the other things like playing the music. So we have the mobile data turned on, and then this is how the interface looks like. It kind of like basically mirrors your screen. And then you have the phone's battery percentage, the network strength, and the 5G symbol, the time over here, and then some quick shortcuts. And at the bottom, you have your normal, multi-split screen. What you get here is the music player, the navigation, and the maps. And if we scroll to the next, then you have your normal standard apps over here, and which has phone, maps, messages, now playing. And then this is Honda to go back to the main car's menu and exit out of the CarPlay screen, podcast, audiobooks, calendar, Telegram, settings, Google Maps, Spotify, and Zoom. So let's see what we get in settings. These are your standard Apple CarPlay settings. So you get your driving, focus, announce messages, wallpapers, appearance, silent mode, accessibility, Siri and suggestions, and the album art and things like that. So let's go back and I'm going to press this button and let's try to use Google Maps. So let's search for petrol pumps and see this one, and then start the navigation.
Head north, then turn left.
So this is the navigation screen right now. So let's see the quality and the smoothness while we're scrolling this. So this is pretty smooth and I'm not finding like much lag or jitter or anything. If I want to zoom, it's not letting me zoom here. But of course, if you want to scroll, it's not very laggy. But yeah, it's kind of like it could have been like more fluidic in terms of the scrolling on the screen. So as you can see, there is a little bit of lag, but then again, it still does the job, and then it just gives you the normal Google Maps directions. And the next thing, we're going to test it. We're going to come out of it. So let me push the back and then let's go to Spotify. And let's play something, let's say this one. So there is a little bit of lag between the pause and the play. So if I do a play, so there is a kind of a 2 to 3 seconds of lag that you can expect over here. So it's not like quite spontaneous. So that's how this is working. So let me go ahead and test something else. So let's try the menu and then let's go over to phone. Please excuse me because it's kind of like very hot in here, so I'm just turning on the AC, but I'm just like keeping the blower to a little bit low so that you can hear this. Let's try something. Let's ask Siri to make a call here. Call Apple Care.
Calling Apple customer care.
Apple support. हिंदी के लिए 1 दबाएं. For English, press 2. Calls are recorded for evaluation, to train personnel and improve contact center technologies. Let me look up your phone number.
So if I'm trying to increase the volume,
To your devices.
this is
If I
fine.
resend the notification, press 1. If not, press 2. Okay. If you're calling about an iPhone, press 1. For charges on your account, it looks like you own more than one iPhone. If it's the one purchased in September 2024, press 1. October 2000. Thanks. After you're finished with the advisor, we'd like to text you a link to a brief survey. Standard message rates may apply. To accept, press 1. If not, press 2.
Okay, so we have just tested it. I'm just going to test with the steering mounted control. So this is
Let me get someone to help you.
let me just, press this one. This is to disconnect the call, and we're going to see if this is working. Okay, so the steering controls don't seem to be working over here.
Treat them with kindness.
So this is one of the lags what I'm finding.
Thank you for calling Apple. Calls are answered in the order they are received. We appreciate your patience. Apple is happy to offer a choice of music while you wait.
Let's
For
try
a
one more
selection of
time.
modern popular music, press 1. For classical, 2. For jazz, 3. If you prefer to wait in silence,
Okay, so the call quality was fine. There was no distortion, there was no lag or anything as such. But then again, when I tried to use the steering mounted controls is when it was not working as expected. So that is one of the drawbacks. As I can see, seems to be working with the steering mounted controls. That's one of the things. Now let's check on something else. So we also have your podcast, and then your calendar, your audiobooks, and your normal settings, and Spotify. You can also use Zoom meetings, or you want to attend a call. Let's try to turn off the accessories mode, and then we're going to just turn back it on and see how much time it takes for the automatic pairing to happen. So I'm turning off the car. Okay, so the phone is now just having the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi turned on, and I'm going to press the start button one more time, and we'll give it a few seconds. This is the basic time it takes normally for the infotainment screen to load. Well, this may vary from a car to car, so that's how this is working. So we'll give it a few more seconds. I'll click on OK, and it says Crust, and then it just shows the setup, and then it just comes up.
Head north.
It was quite quick and it was brisk. So it also saves the last searched Google Maps. So if you have an active navigation that is going on, it also just shows you from the bottom as well, as we have tested. So there is a little bit of lag, I would say, in terms of the scrolling, but then again, it is working fine, and I didn't see anything that's kind of like getting frozen or getting like completely stopped or hang or something like that. So this is absolutely working to be fine, and it just automatically turns on when you start the car as well. So since we're done with the review, now comes the million-dollar question: whether you should buy the Crust AutoLink W20 or not. Well, there are some pros and cons of this adapter, since I have been reviewing a couple of them before, and then I just have a fair idea of to break this down for you. Considering the price, I would say it's not a bad deal. For about, you get this less than 2,500 rupees. I think it's a good deal. Plus, you get a 1 year of warranty, and which is from a brand. So anytime if your adapter is not working, or it's kind of like showing some oddities, you can always reach out to the brand and talk to them and get this replaced or fixed, however you want to go, or however they can assist you with it. So you have a point of contact to reach out to the brand in this case. The next thing is the size. Well, this is really compact. So comparing with my Potronics Tune, which is a little bit bigger, and it's kind of like 2 times the size of this particular adapter. Well, this one is really compact. So you want to carry this on your backpack or on your pocket, you can do this easily and not like needing a lot of space to fit this in. The next thing is, of course, they're giving it an adapter. So just in case some vehicles have the USB-C type port. So since the adapter itself has a USB-A, so they give a converter. It's like a USB-C to USB-A, so you can just use this even if the car's port doesn't have a USB. So makes it a little bit more versatile in terms of the usability. Now coming to the cons, the first thing is with the usability I found. So normally your steering mounted controls don't work with this. When we tried to take a phone call or when we tried to disconnect the call, it did not work. Number two is the navigation. Well, it was a little bit of lag, and then it's kind of like a second or 1.5 seconds of lag, and it's not like very swift and brisk in terms of scrolling on your infotainment. The next thing is with the music playback. So when we tested by playing a song, well, the play and pause buttons normally are not very responsive. So you want to pause the song, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds. You want to resume it or play it again, it's going to take 2 to 3 seconds to respond. So those are the three areas I found that this could have been much better. And the boot up time, like normally the time when you start your car's infotainment till you're set up with the Apple CarPlay is not very long. It's kind of like quick, but then I just saw the setup screen again, which I think is not required, because once the pairing is completed, there was no need to show up that particular screen, and it could have been a little bit faster in terms of the connectivity over there as well. These are the only areas I found that this could have been a little bit better in terms of the speed and performance. Other than, I think it's a good deal. There was no lag or getting frozen on the screen that, when you're scrolling, something is stuck, so nothing like that. So I think that this video was helpful. If you have any other questions, please put them on the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more interesting videos like this. I will see you on the next one.